of the third oldest football tournament in the world, the Malaysia club. Selangor, the Red Giants, have a mountain to climb. They trail by a goal to nil. Separuh Rashid has got a brand new shirt and the players will be delighted with that. The rain has stopped, which will help, I think, certainly Johor. It makes it a little bit easier to play. But for Selangor, they need 2 goals to take us to extra time, and of course, for a 3-2 aggregate victory. It'd be some result if they were to do it here today against the 6-time defending champions. However, this is football. The ball is round and anything is possible. Referee Nazaruddin urging Selangor to get back ready. If Adeo will be prepared to take the goal kick, the crowd raises its noise level in expectation. We're underway in the second half. Selangor, the Red Giants, in the all-red against the purple and black royal-clad Johor Darul Taksim. Afiq Fazail straight in to find Diogo. Afiq picks up the return pass. I'm alongside Stanley Bernard-Samuel, the former Malaysia international. Used to be a striker, and he keeps telling me he loves these kind of games with big crowds, 60,000. Separuh Rashid! Oh, what a goal! Separuh Rashid! It's a stunner from Separuh. If the first goal was good, the second is sensational, and it's not even 45 seconds into the half. Stanley Bernard-Samuel, superlatives fail me for Separuh Rashid.
Well, I just think that 1 week break has done him so good. It's a very different game in comparison to how he started that first leg. He was kept quiet, but this could be where the damage is done. Again, it's all about his runs. He gets on the inside, but then you can talk about the runs the whole day. How many local footballers could do that? That is absolutely stunning off a left foot, beyond the reach of Khairul Hassan. That has to go down as one of the goals of the season. First touch, prepares his body really well. Not a chance for any goalkeeper, as good as anywhere in the world.
Any league, anywhere in the world, that is top draw. Separuh Rashid, second goal. Afiq Fazail, again with the hidden assist. 5th of the Malaysia Cup for Afiq Fazail. Wow, the mountain suddenly became a little bit taller than Everest. For Selangor anyway. They need 4 goals. Means we cannot have extra time. And when did JDT last concede 4 goals? Oh. The record books don't go back that far. They played Dortmund 6-1 in a friendly, 2013. That's the last time they conceded more than 3 goals in a game. A bit of nonsense going on between Cabrera and Ifadeo. Strong challenge from Halim Sari on Leandro Velasquez. It's a stunning goal. You might talk, maybe it might have been defended better, but I'm not really sure how. And as soon as he gets that space, the unerring finish into the corner, like the first half goal, that's genuine international class done.
Absolutely, as you just mentioned, anywhere, any league in the world, purely because you don't give the defenders time to breathe. The ball is hanging. You've got it in your head, you prepare yourself, and then you execute the technique. You look at Khairul Hassan. He was full stretch, he was not in a bad position. It's just that the ball bends around his outstretching fingers.
I think he knew where he was going and he still couldn't get there. Michel Nyan takes a knock in the face. Diogo carries on. Safawi on a hat-trick, of course. Shazwan taken out by Afik. Sliding challenge, no yellow card. Sandro has a not too quiet word in the ear of referee Nazaruddin. Corbinong wanted it more than Khairul Mohamed and drives forward. Michel, the Vietnamese international. Now they've come in their thousands, the Red Giants fans. I think it's more hope than expectation. Prabhakaran. What it means, they just must score the next goal. They must give them a lifeline of some description. Kunalam.
Yeah, I just think the problem is Selangor's got to chase this game. But Johor does not stop attacking. They've always got goals in them.
Velasquez. Diogo had made a run. Cabrera's made one as well. Separuh Rashid is onside. Separuh Rashid, hat-trick. Game over. Cup final. And 10 in the Malaysia Cup for Separuh Rashid.
What a gem of a player. Absolutely top draw. Drags Khairul Hassan out and then through his legs. Any striker in the world will be proud of that finish.
It's a beautiful left foot he's got. Played in by Cabrera. Suspicion of offside. We'll have a close look at that, and then
through the legs. And you only can do that when you have that little bit of calmness in the box, where very, very few players have that when they're facing the goal mouth. But again, coming back to Selangor, you don't win cups when you defend like this. 48 goals conceded of the season in 32 games. That's where the problem lies. Jodo Takzim has been outstanding in the Malaysia Cup. Besides that first leg, you can watch this goal again and again and again. But besides that first leg against Selangor, they've been untouchable.
A hat-trick to savour. Two made by Afik Fazel, one by Gonzalo Cabrera. Remarkably, for Gonzalo Cabrera, his first assist of the Malaysia Cup. There's been a delay. The game hasn't started. Mauricio, who picked up a knock in the first half. I think Mauricio is going to find himself substituted. But Separuh Rashid has blown this game wide apart. And let's have a look at all three. All three left foot. That is Safawi's wand. The first, beautifully taken.
Yeah, just think about how he sees that space, the awareness, and then it's all about the composure. He always looks up to see the goalkeeper. Again, here, just think he prepares himself so well that he scored one of the best goals we've seen in this Malaysia Cup campaign. He decides so early in his head. And then here, it's a different goal. Because here he sees, what is the goalkeeper going to do? And then when he opens and spreads his leg, he puts it through it. What a night for a gem of a player.
Adam Norazlin is on for Mauricio. The Johor fans are making a cacophonous noise. Adam Norazlin. What Johor will hope is that Mauricio's injury isn't going to keep him out of next week's final, which, barring An incredible turnaround of 5 goals. Johor will be contesting, and possibly here at the Shah Alam Stadium. Fandi Othman is on for Prabhakaran. Flag is up for offside against Khairul Mohammed. That chance for Khairul just before half-time has increased significance now, Stan.
Yeah, I just think it's superb from JDT. From the whistle go in the second half, it's thinking how and what Selangor's going to do. They've actually focused on themselves to see the talent at their disposal. It doesn't go further than Safawi Rashid.
Faiz Nasser on for Shazwan Zainam. Beaten finalist last year. Could well be a beaten semi-finalist today as Velasquez drives forward into the space. Kunalam. Adam Noor Aslin. Afiq. Here is Faiz Nasir. Lovely little turn. Halim Sari dispossessed by Cabrera, who looks for Diogo. Michel Nyan. I think Selangor will have focused on how do we look after Diogo. You forget Cabrera and you forget Safawi at your peril.
Yeah, I think it's been a spot-on plan. I like how Diogo's just operated in a number 10 area. And Safawi actually has played almost, I would say, a Thierry Henry kind of role.
Diogo and Sarkunan having a go at each other. Sarkunan snapping at his ankles 3 times, though Diogo was physical, shall we say. Horrible to play against. Look at him there, he stops, he makes himself big, and then he gets a snap at the ankles.
And again, just the awareness, he knows exactly where his opponents are, and then uses his weight, or either he uses the opponent's weight to force a foul. And that goes into so much of how Jodha Taksim plays their football. Every time the ball goes to Diogo, something's going to happen. There's link plays going on.
Cabrera lining up a shot from a long way out. And then he's the first to close down on Shami Safari. Foul against Ideal on Ifadeo. Professional pride has got to kick in for Selangor now, Stan. 3-0 is a mauling, 3-1 slightly more respectable, 3-2 you've given it a go. Sandro back to Khairul.
Well, it's never over until it's over. We've seen many football matches take a turn that we can never explain or understand. In a pitch like this, you never know what can happen, but at the moment, Jodha Taksim is battling and making no errors, absolutely, in this game.
Vasquez, Faiz. Sandro just clipped by Harris Harron, who, in his usual inimitable style, has been sensationally effective. Although the midfield has been bypassed largely, any midfield battles that have been won by Harris Harron.
And I think Fazail, I think they've worked so well. They've built their chemistry throughout the season.
Ifedeo looks out for Faiz. Lovely first touch from Faiz again. Sandro inside. Halim Sari available. Halim thinks of a shot, looks for Carroll. He's playing a bit more central. Shami off Carroll, goal kick. Been one of those days for the Red Giants, one of those days.
When everything is going against you, that sums it up. I don't think they've played massively bad. Just think, Johor Taksim has fought a little harder, they've battled a little harder, and they've been decisive and clinical whenever the opportunity has arisen.
Carroll loses out to Corbin Ong. Got the better of Shami Safari as well. Diogo. Two players looking wide, and Safawi's looking for more. Afiq, Velasquez, Safawi, Afiq. Taylor at full stretch.
He's been instrumental throughout the season. He has to judge the defense purely on this occasion tonight against perhaps the best informed team in Malaysian football. You don't win semi-finals by a scoreline of 4-1. You don't lead semi-finals by a scoreline of 3-0. Quarterfinals by a scoreline of 4-1.
Kunalan, defended by Faiz. He could do anything and get a cheer at the moment, Safai Rashid. He's going to take a corner, which is cleared by Carroll dangerously. Sandro looks for Faiz. Almost impossible position for Faiz Nasir to come on to. You never know, you get one goal, you might change a game. Taylor Regan once again. Faiz neat and tidy in possession. Fandi Othman forward, looks for Khairul Mahami. Breaks to Ifedeo. But look at that, it's a smothering defensively of Johor.
I think today kind of stamps the mark of their wholesome performance. We always speak about their slick football, their DNA, playing out from the back, having quality players. But tonight you can see how quick they change from battling and then into football, into quick passes. And when they need to battle, no problem.
Cabrera looks to take on Shami Safari. A little bit of acceleration from Cabrera. Shami flies into a couple of challenges. Reckless clearance from Halim. Halim Sari's got to just cool down, otherwise he'll find himself in red card trouble.
Well, won't be surprised the next change is going to come for Halim Shari. It's way too early to get emotions in your way. He needs to be focused, especially of a player who's just played international matches.
Diogo. Safawi. We pinpointed Diogo as his presence in the team as being crucial. It has been. Even though he's not scored, his presence, the ball is held up where maybe Shafiq Ahmed might turn and play a different ball, and that's not to decry Shafiq Ahmed, it's to laud Diogo.
Yeah, good point you make. I just think the key here, whenever Diogo drops off, he allows Safawi to be in areas where he's gone on to score hat-trick, while Shafiq Ahmed will occupy that area as a top striker. So it's very different to how Safawi plays when Shafiq is around and how Diogo is around comparatively. So Safawi seems to play a big role in scoring goals, in getting into areas where he can score and assist when Diogo's on the pitch, in comparison to Shafiq Ahmad whenever he's played up front.
Ifedeo spreads it out wide to Shami Safari, 3 to aim for. Ideal puts his head where others fear to tread. It's a Johor game. Ideal's got an injury. It's a road of passage. He's a great character. Sandro acknowledges the foul. You're watching the semi-final of the Piala Malaysia on the Malaysia Football Channel in Malaysia and on Singtel in Singapore. Ridwan is preparing to come on, is indeed on. And Halim Sari, as predicted by the man on my right, Stanley Bernard Samuel, is the man who's been brought off. Good commentary, prediction, and sensible from Satyanathan. Leandro Velasquez has gone down in the middle of the pitch. Once the game stopped, referee not interested. Selangor not particularly interested either. No Ridwan. Sarkunan. Diogo drops into the left midfield. No Ridwan. Drives forward. Ifedeo. Faiz Nasser can push it out right. Shami Safari, 3 in the penalty area. What kind of a cross from Shami? It's not a bad cross.
Yeah, I just think he wanted a touch. That's what he's anticipating from this. I don't think it was a shot. I think he wanted any deflection can cause trouble to Faris Al-Malias.
He gets into great position, Shami, when he does get forward.
He's got great tackling. And that's why you bank on him when he gets into this position as a right fullback to deliver good crosses, or even when he goes for himself.
Shafiq Ahmed prepares to come on. Leandro Velasquez, his goal in the first leg changed in many ways the way the teams have to approach this second leg. Selangor knew they had to win. So Shafiq will come on, maybe in that number 10 role. And whenever he's on the same pitch as Diogo, I'm sure Shafiq Ahmad can learn a whole heap about how to play this game. Safawi helps it forward. There, Corbinong onto Gonzalo Cabrera. Harris. Diogo. Credit to the Selangor fans. They've stayed on in their thousands. They're understandably a little bit muted, but they can only admire the 3 finishes from Safari Rashid. Shami Safari tries to drive forward. Faiz Nasser has got Ifedeo ahead of him. Sandro eased off the ball by Lever Corbin Ong. Another of those so important players to this Johor machine. Great talent, Scott, spotting that, Corbin Ong. Still don't know the real story of how he was picked up. Diogo. Faiz onto Fandi. Spent some time in the Johor ranks at JDT too, but he's given the ball away there to Safawi. You don't want to give it away to Safawi. Straight at the end of full-time, Stanley Bernard Samuel will be talking to the respective coaches and getting some reaction from the key players. Gonzalo Cabrera squares it, and Regan is pickpocketed by Shafiq. Diogo runs into Michel Nyan. But Cabrera just ran and ran and ran and ran. And now Sarkunan can come the other way. Sandro blocks off Afiq. Sarkunan. That's a thumping challenge from Adam Norazlin on Kyril. Playing a lot more central, Kyril Muhammad now. Goes on 25, 46 and 51 minutes from Safari Rashid. Give you the scoreline top left, 3-1. Sorry, 3-0 on the night, 5-1 on aggregate. Sandro. The Brazilian finds Fandi. A wall of purple. A regal barrier. And no way through for the 33 times Malaysia Cup champions. No, Ridwan. Fires to his left. Harris and Kunalan, the impenetrable barrier. Fires brings down Eskunalan.
Well, again, just shows the work rate, the commitment of Jordan Akzim's defending. I think Selangor's doing whatever they can in their capacity. To remember, this is a Selangor side has been rebuilt this season. Finished third, the Malaysian Super League. A very good achievement for a side who's been just rebuilt. It gave them a chance to reach to the semi-finals, but sometimes in football, you can reach to a level and then you realize that there's a little more work to be done if you want to get higher. I think come the end of 90 minutes tonight, that is what Selangor will be thinking, reinforcing some rebuilding again for next season. Absolutely crucial. Just think, being harsh, said it throughout the season, you cannot win titles with a defender like Michel Nguyen.
At full time, we'll have interviews, we'll have highlights of the game, and we'll also get you the goals that are going in Kuantan between Pahang and ke-2. As Sandro hoists one for Regan, well defended by Adam Norazlin. Kyle Mohin! It's a goal! The block from Ideal, of course, after Farizal's first save. Sarkunan wins the ball. Fairly, says the referee. No Ridwan. Safawi back on the pitch. And Sarkunan with the foul on. After another bright spell from Selangor, they've not played badly.
Well, again, yeah, absolutely spot on, Des. I've said it a couple of times as well. They've not played badly. But Johor has worked harder. They've battled every inch and every blade of grass they can. And they've been more decisive, they've been more clinical. That's the difference on the scoreline.
There's the first save, and it's Ideal who throws himself in the way to make the second block. They want the nil as badly as they want the goals. Harris, closed down by Sandro. Afiq, cleverly done. Lever Corbinong. Cabrera 3 versus 3 in the penalty area. Cabrera's cross, looking for Diogo. Fandi Othman did well. Faiz only gives it to Afik. Safawi, lovely touch. Diogo looks for Safawi. 15 minutes to go. 1 or 2 Selangor fans beginning to make their way out the stadium now. 5 goals in 15 minutes is a big ask. Those fellas are going nowhere. No Ridwan, Sarkunan, no Ridwan. Maybe a chance for him to stake a claim for next season. Ifedeo. He's had a really big impact on Selangor since he joined in April. 16 goals in this is 19th appearance. No Ridwan finds Sandro.
Again, a good spell from Selangor. The fact that they trail by 3 goals to 0, everything that they're doing at the moment looks to be in real. That's not the clear picture. They've tried, they've pushed, they've given their level best. It's a different story in Larkin. They almost got a 2-2. They approached the game very different. Like Taylor Riggins said, you can't lose in a first leg of a semi-final. All you can do is to try and get something out of it.
Sandro. Amazing dribble of his own. He's looking for Ifedeo. Adam Norazlin protects the clean sheet and the 5-1 aggregate lead. Epic semi-final taking place in Kuantan. 3-all from the first leg, 2-all in the second leg. Still Pahang hanging on an away goals rule. 5-all on aggregate. Whoa. You can flip channels because it's on Singtel. It's also on RTM in Malaysia and the Malaysia Football Channel. But come back to us, you never know. Pahang have just taken the lead, 3-2. Sandro tried something spectacular that was blocked by Shafiq Ahmad. Diogo, wonderful. Shafiq on the move. Shafiq 1v1. Waits for support and then takes the shot because support was slow arriving. Very un-Johor-like.
Not really sure why Shafiq lacked the confidence. He's got pace, he's got good technique, he's on a goal-scoring form. Fancy yourself. That's where you show the nation of what kind of striker that you're coming into.
There is Shafiq Ahmad, a regular in the Malaysia national team now. Shamakuti, I think, has been called on for Johor. Shami Safari sprints. Ifedeo. Kyril. Sliding challenge from Ideal. Fandi. Sandro. Slides it in. Ifedeo! Ifedeo! Counts on his feet out. Ifedeo! Picked up by Farizal. And purple bodies all over the penalty area. Kunalan is down. Ideal, of course, is down.
Well, I just think Sandro, what a pass. What a vision. He created that entire bit. Then I think Ifedeo was too calm in this occasion. He thought he could just trick one and then trick two too late. As soon as he's gone past Ideal, he should have unleashed a shot. And then when he's allowed Kunalan to make that little tackle, he's cut off his own chance. But that sums up Johor's performance tonight. That is 2 players battling to keep a clean sheet at 3-0 up. No one is taking it for granted. But love the pass from Sandro. Again, providing that little bit, that little magic that he provided Larkin for Ifedeo's goal as well.
Satyanathan has a look at the watch. 5 in 12 minutes. The man behind him is the man who has caused all the problems. Benjamin Mora with a nice touch to Fandi Othman, his former coach, of course, at JDT too. Diogo smiles, Figueroa smiles, Benjamin smiles. Ooh, Kunalan's, was it the wrist that he had his operation on? I hope it's not a problem for him.
Well, he's made a huge difference. He's come on, he's just completely cushioned the defenders. Man has also provided offensively again.
Kunalan
going in, pushing forward. Kunalan, actually he'll be 34 years old. Still look like a 24-year-old winger, running up and down. Obviously a former winger in his early of his career, but turned into a fullback since he joined Jodo Taksim.
The one thing maybe negative about this Johor side, it's not a young side. A lot of 30-somethings in there. Cabrera's one of them. Harris is 29, still got years to play, of course. Diogo's in his 30s, Safawi, veritable youngster. He'll have a stage of a Malaysia Cup final to showcase his talents against either Kedah or Pahang. Fans understandably now making their way out. But even as they go home in the rain, they must remember Safai Rashid. Shafiq Ahmad does well. Safawi available. Not exactly playing for time, but not hurrying to get forward either. Sarkunam nips in ahead of Harris and Ifedeo onto Sandro. Faiz breaks forward. Sarkunan looks shattered. Bottom right of your picture, just to the right of the Piala Malaysia logo. Sandro, arguably the fittest Selangor player, fends off Afiq, but Afiq is the one who's penalised. Aidil's header. Harris, another 8 on 10 performance from Harris. It's a foul. Good to see Sandro there. He's just put a little apology in for Afiq Fazel. That'll be a corner off the forehead of Fandi Othman. It'll be the 9th corner for the visitors, Johor. Satya, a place in the semi-finals of the Malaysia Cup, a 3rd place in the league. Karl Azan just gets in the head of Diogo, and Faiz nips in ahead of Harris. Harris's long legs try to find the energy to pick up Faiz Nasser. Shas preparing to come on for JDT. Michel, Ifedeo. Fandi. Ifedeo. Terrific idea. How did he get there? Cleared by Kunalan. Fandi.
And again, really decent play from Selangor. Having easily about 10 to 12 passes in that build-up play. And every of their effort is being matched toe-to-toe by every player in a purple jersey today. That is how much Jodo Taksim wants this Malaysia Cup badly. 5-1 in the aggregate. scoreline against Terengganu. Now again, another 5-1 in the semi-finals. Just speaks so big about how their performance has been.
With 5 wins out of 6 as well in the group phases. And they battled their way, particularly the match against PJ City. Big battling performance. And Fadli Shas is preparing to come on. Ideal. Been in the wars again as Diogo and Sarkunen have a little contretemps.
Well, I just think it's a clever little bit of substitution. You've mentioned Idol loves pitches like this. I mean, as much as Taylor says he loves to swim, I've seen Idol swim far too many times on pitches like this. And tonight, another brilliant instrumental performance. Top defender.
A careful hug for Figueroa. He doesn't want that white shirt to be too stained. Fadli, an international, replaces another international. 3-0 on the night. The wonderful finishing of Separuh Rashid is the story and is the headline. Korbinong. Ifedeo forced so deep, and look at that, Korbinong is the one who's doing the pressing.
Yeah, I just think he's been caught too many times, having too many touches. I know most of the Joe Dalton's in place have gone about playing your normal football, but Korbinong has been enjoying himself down the left-hand side with a lot of touches.
A remarkable scoreline to tell you from Darryl Magmo. Pahang 3, ke-2 3. 6-all on aggregate. If it remains like that, we are going to extra time. This hasn't been bad. Shami, clear by Adam Noor Azlin. Adil Sharon's got a team of fighters at ke-2. On paper, they should not be on the same page as Pahang. They are. They won the FA Cup. Karel Muhammad looks for a consolation. He'll have a free kick. 25, 30 yards out. We'll bring you the goals from Pahang and ke-2 at full time. We'll get you the post-match reaction from here. And we'll also bring you, of course, the highlights, including the sensational hat-trick of goals from Separuh Rashid. Is there a consolation, though, for Selangor? The Brazilian Sandro, who's come in, but I suspect they have missed the energy of Hendrik dos Santos. Sandro goes for goal. Too high.
Well, what a season he's had. Sandro was called up very last minute. After leaving ke-2 last season, he was in Brazil. Selangor made the call to sign him. Signed injured. You have to remember, that's how he started his pre-season. But he's had an instrumental contribution to how Selangor went about finishing 3rd in the Super League and how they've reached the semi-finals of the Malaysia Cup.
Fadli Shah's first contribution is to tower above Ifedeo. Cabrera just wants to retain possession. Korbinong, Afik, 2 assists for Afik Fazel. Diogo. Good challenge by Noor Ridwan. Taylor Regan, Yossi. On to Sarkunen. Bleeds Selangor. Noor Ridwan, sign from Perak. Fandi to his left. Fandi, what kind of a cross? A good one. That's met by Fadli Shas. Fandi and Noor Ridwan trying to work a little bit of magic. Sarkunen slips as he shoots, and it slides wide of the far post.
Well, for the first time, I can say Joe Taksim has seemed to be happy to try and sit and contain the game. See out the match. It's been a very heavy pitch, lots of heavy legs. Take about 6 days before they recover. Wonder if they'll just stay in Klang Valley for the Malaysia Cup final. Seems to be Bang and ke-2 playing their finals out there. It was a 3-3 in the Malaysia Cup final last year. It took penalties to decide the winner. Perak eventually just snapping that cup out of Terengganu hands. But it's been a successful